Supersport Championship, and this is round 7 at Brainerd International Raceway.
We'll take a look at the starting grid now and set the field for you.
On pole, Jamie Hacking, Yamaha R6. I think he's got some things sorted out this weekend. He'll be a tough customer. Next to him, Tommy Hayden aboard the Kawasaki ZX6RR. We heard from Ben Spies just a moment ago. He'll start on the 3rd position on the front row on the number 11 Suzuki GSXR. And on the outside of row number 1, Roger Lee Hayden, number 95, aboard the Kawasaki ZX6RR.
So a pretty good looking front row as we go back to row number 2. A couple more of the Blue Meanies on the Yamahas. Jason DeSalvo on the number 40 machine, his teammate Aaron Gobert. Chris Paris on one of the Valvoline Emgo bikes, very talented young rider. And Ben Attard, who you met earlier, he qualified 8th, one of his better qualifying efforts. So starting up front means he should be mixing it up with them too. Michael Barnes, Aaron Yates on the factory Yoshimura bike, number 20, struggling with setup issues here. Steve Rapp on another Valvoline Emgo bike, and Tony Meyering.
A lot of talent-packed field here with Danny Eslick, Keith Small, Blake Young, Jason Perez, all from row 4. These guys are going to be shooting for the top 5 finish and try to get noticed by the factory teams. Maybe head into a factory ride for the 2005 season.
Mickey Moore, another teenager back there. Gio Rojas on a Yamaha. A lot of very good riders here. And this is the biggest field that we have at Brainerd International Raceway. Montez Stewart coming back off the wrist injury on the Jordan-sponsored Yamaha. Back there a little bit deep in the field in row number 7. Here's row 8.
What I like about Brainerd is you got the infield, you're cooking, you're going, average of 90 to 100 miles an hour, and then you're on turn 10, going onto the long straightaway. You're flying, top gear, wide open, and then you throw it into turn 1. Where else can you go 180 miles an hour into turn 1? It's unbelievable.
And Jessica Zalewski completing her warm-up lap on the number 727. This is her home track, and she's looking for a good result here. Qualified on row number 9, and she'll be looking to move up from that position. She is also a world-class and world champion contending snowboarder in the winter season. Quite an athlete. JZ number 2. Let's go down to Greg White.
I was talking to Roger Hayden right before this race, and he told me that he chose a harder rear tire than anybody else on the front row. His strategy, go ahead and run with these guys, and at the end, just abuse the tire and try to win it all. All right, we're getting ready to start this race. The marshals are all signaling that everybody's in place. The racers will put their face shields down, click the bikes into gear when it goes to the 2-minute board. The big deal, the guys on the second row seem to have an advantage on these smaller bikes because they can draft into turn 1. Could DeSalvo or Aaron Gobert make it into turn 1 first? We're about to find out as the bikes go racing.
Good launch by Tommy Hayden on the 22 Kawasaki. He'll lead it with Ben Spies in tow in second. Aaron Yates on the outside trying to mount a challenge for 4th.
Tommy Hayden either feeling his oats on lap number 1 or wanting to get up front and make sure he doesn't have to pass too many people. Now his brother Roger goes by, so the 2 Kawasaki's are running 1-2 right now. As the number 11 of Ben Spies, also a great start for him, gets up there into
Tommy back into the lead, Brian.
Yep, there he goes. The brothers Hayden have been going after it all year long. Tommy holding the edge and wins, and brother Roger getting his first at Barber Motorsports Park a month ago.
Everybody clean through the turn 4 section, now up into turn 5. Some braking passing zone coming up right now. We'll see if the 95 will put the move on his brother. He takes a look, but he defends the inside from the number 11 of Ben Spies.
Tommy Hayden up front, Roger in second, Ben Spies third, and a freight train of 20 motorcycles all the way, actually more than that, all the way back through the full field, still nose to tail. No gaps opening up yet, especially among, look at this, among the first 15, 20 motorcycles. You can't hardly put any daylight in between them.
All it takes is one time up the front straightaway. If you can't maintain the draft off that 22 machine, you're going to be part of the scenery here. But up the front straight this time, Tommy Hayden with his brother, identical lines, almost in stereo. The throttles went to wide open.
On board with Roger Hayden up the front straightaway, drafting past brother Tommy. The Kawasaki's are the best dragsters in the field right now. The blue Suzuki of Ben Spies is in third position, and all of the Yamahas are stretched out behind number 1, Jamie Hacking. Then it's number 20, Aaron Yates on another Suzuki. Great mix of men and machines up front. The Hayden brothers still going after it. Tommy in the orange helmet, Roger in the white and green one. That's how you can tell them apart at a glance. Ben Spies from third to second. Can he get to first? No. Tighter line by the Kawasaki boys, and Ben Spies has to settle back to third.
Ben knows he needs to get up front here for this draft up the front straightaway. So crucial. And through the infield section, both he and Hacken going at it. Hacken with a move up the inside. He can't make it stick.
Jamie Hacken knocking on the door for third, and Ben Spies with a little slip with a tire there. But it is Tommy Hayden leading this Conga line with brother Raj in second position, riding tail gunner for him. The 2 championship point leaders, the Hayden brothers, on the green machines, number 22 and 95 respectively. Still a great freight train of riders running up front.
Aaron Yates maintaining the 5th position, but he's coming under pressure right now. You see the 40 pull out of the draft. Jason DeSalvo. Roger Hayden really close to his brother's rear wheel on that corner entry. This is almost looking scary. These guys are running so close, Brian.
So close to the air fence modules there that protect the wall at the end of the front straightaway entrance. Side by side up the front straightaway. No drafting pass going on here. It's a drag race by the brothers. Jamie Hacking comes out of the back draft. He goes in front of 1, 2, and even the Suzuki. From fourth to first, Jamie Hacking.
Look at the line that Ben Spies took. He was completely out the racetrack. Crosses over the white paint line. There was just too much traffic ahead of him. And if you shut the gas off just for a second there, Brian, you lose all your momentum down into turn 2.
Ben Spies talked about some hairball moves late in the race. He's making them early. Up into second position around the Kawasaki's. You have Jamie Hacking on his Yamaha leading the defending Supersport champion wearing number 1. And a former Formula Extreme champion, Ben Spies, on the number 1 right behind him on the Suzuki. Then the 2 championship leading Kawasaki's of Roger and Tommy Hayden in that order. Great riding from Jamie Hacking. He has really started to come on strong here in the closing half of the season in an effort to try to defend that number 1 plate.
Down through the kink and into the bus stop. Hadn't seen too many passes going on there. These guys are kind of taking it easy through here, but that'll change later in the race.
And still no appreciable attrition among the first dozen or so motorcycles. They're all stretched out back to the number 5 of Steve Rapp. That's 12 bikes, nose to tail, around Brainerd International Raceway, all led by the number 1 defending champion Jamie Hacking.
We'll see what kind of speed Ben Spies has right now on the number 11. Let's see if he can maintain the draft off the R6 Yamaha up front. The big number 1 of Jamie Hacking.
Hacking making one final body adjustment. Right past goes Roger Hayden into second position. So Ben Spies, somebody's pumping smoke, and we'll watch that as we keep going here. We'll take a quick commercial break and come right back. We're back at Brainerd International. Roger Hayden is out in front right now with a front stretch drafting pass over Jamie Hacking. Ben Spies moving past into second position. Now Hacking dropping back to third. Wow, this is Supersport racing at its very best. And we've still got a dozen bikes pretty much nose to tail up front. And it's Tony Meyering, the number 56, signaling that was his bike that was smoking. He's got his hand up, and Tony the Tiger Meyering on the number 56, attack Kawasaki. His day is done.
Look at the battles out throughout this entire field. We had a quick look back into about 20th position there. And all these guys in the lead draft. There's a look at Jessica Zalewski. Her riding improving dramatically here in 2004.
Up front on the front straightaway, it is the Kawasaki of Roger Hayden, rather. Tommy is back in 5th position. Remember, he is ill this weekend, and no doubt battling some of the effects of the illness that he has had all week long. He's been fighting some sort of flu-like symptoms and just has not been himself in any way, shape, or form. Tommy Hayden on the 22 bike, biding his time right now. The back of the pit boards, they all say in. The side that the riders see, tell them what position they're in, what kind of gaps there are. And right now, it would have to be +0 for the first 6 bikes.
Don't see Aaron Yates in the top 10 anymore. He's had a little bit of trouble. You can see the pit boards. Nobody even looking over at the pit boards. The racing action is so intense, they can't even take their eyes off that straightaway for a split second to have a look.
Roger Hayden out in the front. Perhaps Yates getting caught behind Tony Meyering, who threw his hand up in the air. Now the guys in the back there in the second group, led by Ben Attard at the moment. We're going to have to try to regroup and get together to go up front. Hayden still holding the lead. Change of position behind him as Jamie Hacking is in second. And Jason DeSalvo moving into third spot there with an inside move. Little D's heading for the front.
Aaron Yates just pulling back up into the 8th spot. He didn't lose a whole lot of ground, but he did get boxed up there quite a bit with Meyering's signal.
Tommy Hayden bringing up the rear right now. The big danger would be if he loses contact with the main field. That would certainly hand the advantage over to his brother Roger in terms of the championship battle. So Tommy Hayden doing his best to try to hang on to that lead group right now, and he's in trouble.
Still close enough, though, Brian, perhaps to get a multi-bike draft. As long as he's got his bike geared properly for that, he should be able to gain a few spots on the front straightaway this time up.
Well, watch that second green machine as the first one leads them.
Oh, he's wide, big time wide.
Roger Hayden runs wide, and taking advantage up the inside goes Jamie Hacking for the lead. Now he'll have to push the air down the front straightaway, and Tommy Hayden is well off the back of this group right now, and he's really going to have to snip for some quiet air and use that Kawasaki horsepower to get up there and rejoin them.
Bit of a rivalry going on there. You saw the hand signal from the number 11 of Ben Spies as Roger Hayden dips into turn 1. Ben Spies not happy at all with the number 40. We'll see if any fireworks start up there, Brian.
Probably the fastest corner in AMA Superbike competition and in Supersport or any track they go to. Turn number 1 takes great courage to run through there wide open, and they can almost do it on these 600s. They've gotten so fast that even these bikes, look at this. Number 40, Jason DeSalvo inside. And JD is heading for the front. He's been picking up position steadily, and he's only got one more to get before he goes to the lead. It is Roger Hayden out in front, and two of the most talented youngsters in Supersport racing are out in front here at Brainerd International Raceway. Tommy Hayden still bringing up the rear. Lots of position changes. Ski and Jason DeSalvo is looking very good.
This is a known rivalry, too, between Roger Lee Hayden and Jason DeSalvo. It all started at Daytona when DeSalvo made contact with Hayden on the banking, and he said he's going to repay him one of these days.
Well, DeSalvo won that one. Who's going to win today? We don't know yet. Getting ready to go racing again here with the field set according to the running order. Roger Hayden takes off from the pole position, followed by Jason DeSalvo, Jamie Hacking, and Aaron Gilbert from the front row. They're racing again here at Brainerd.
Tommy Hayden, probably the biggest benefactor. He's side by side. Somebody hit the cones.
Wow,
could have been Ben Attard, possibly.
But the Kawasaki's great dragsters here at Brainerd International with the quick starts. The Yamahas are up there mixing it up with them, and Ben Spies is right there too on his Suzuki. It's Jason DeSalvo, who came on so strong in the closing laps before the red flag. A brief red flag caused by the weather. You can see the clouds in the area, and it's not to say that we couldn't have it happen again.
Man on the charge through the infield, Ben Attard. Picked up about 3 spots up the inside through turn 2, but he's lost them back now out of turn 3 and into 4. Now through turn 5 and up into 6. Jason DeSalvo, your leader.
DeSalvo out in front, followed by Roger Hayden, then Tommy Hayden. Let's take another look at the start of this race. The restart, shall we say. Watch the right side of your screen. And a couple of riders.
Oh, right out of the saddle. That was one of the Valvoline Emgo Suzuki, Chris Paris.
Yeah, number 8.
Rips off an air duct, so he's running around with half of an air induction system missing. Oh no, it's his front fender that came off.
Now some of those cones are still scattered out in the front straightaway. So as the riders come into that section of the racetrack, now the AMA officials have cleared them. So we'll have a clean run towards the other end of the straightaway here as Jason DeSalvo leads Roger Hayden in a long freight train of riders. Wiggling back and forth, trying to break the draft. Heads towards the cones that have been somewhat straightened up. They're fine.
Well, he's got a fast motorcycle, Brian. Now Tommy Hayden making a bid for second spot.
Out of the draft on Roger. Tommy Overbrunner takes over the number 2 position. And right there with him is Steve Rapp on the number 5 Valvoline Emgo bike. He really benefited from this restart. Rapp was running quite a bit further down. He was running 7th. But his original start position had him pretty far back in the field.
Now Tommy Hayden takes over the lead. Outbreaking Jason DeSalvo down into turn 3. Definitely the biggest benefactor on the red flag now, Brian.
Tommy Hayden suffering from flu-like symptoms throughout the week. He's really been suffering. If you came looking for Tommy Hayden this weekend, if you're a Tommy Hayden fan, you would have had a hard time finding him. He spent a lot of time resting in the motorhome and trying to get rid of the symptoms that have really had him flat on his back most of the week. On board with Roger Hayden, watching Aaron Gobert.
Just incredible RPM through that section of the racetrack. Good battles all the way through.
Tommy Hayden has been steadily improving, feeling much better as he went on. Maybe even that little brief red flag rest gave him something to build on here as Jason DeSalvo comes up 3 wide. Roger Hayden inside on DeSalvo takes over the number 2 position. Onto the front straightaway, the fastest dragsters in the field. On board with Roger Hayden.
See DeSalvo working the draft. Roger uses the draft to get around Tommy. He'll lead it into 1.
Aaron Gobert coming around into the 3rd position ahead of DeSalvo. And look at the scramble in the Supersport field here after the restart. Wow. At least 10 motorcycles altogether.
Aaron Gobert around Roger Hayden. We saw him on the onboard camera. Progressive Motorcycle Insurance onboard camera showing the 96. Getting around this machine, the 95. Now, Ben Spees in the frame. Look at the elbows out.
Ben Spees, with his aggressive riding style, said he was going to be pulling some moves in the closing stages of the races. We're getting close to that right now, inside 5 to go. Riding on board with Roger Hayden. Up front right now, Tommy and Roger leading this one over Aaron Gobert, Ben Spees, and the rest of the field. We did have some pretty exciting action going on here at Brainerd International. It thinned out the front group just a little bit. And most noticeably, Ben Attard on number 308.
Oh, Ben just getting high-sided over the top. Aaron Yates doing a heck of a job avoiding the downed rider, but Ben Attard, that's a tough fall, but that's also a tough character. He got up, walked away from that one. Then shortly after that,
Montez Stewart on Michael Jordan's machine also collected up in that one, as well as number 42, Tim Mitchell from Farmington, Minnesota. Here's Ted Stewart's bike going on without him.
Oh boy, that's high speed too. That's on the outside of turn 1. And Montez Stewart just getting over, his wrist being pinned back together. I hope he made out okay with that.
It almost looked like Ben Attard might have touched his front wheel to the rear wheel of somebody else's bike the way it went down. But in any case, the number 308 Corona bike of Ben Attard put together all those top 10 finishes for the Corona team this season. Looking to rip the 600 field apart. Well, he's going to have to wait till next time.
Great battle continuing up front, Brian.
Yep, 7 bikes minus Aaron Yates, who's kind of lost contact there. You can see him in the distance on the 20 bike as the number 22 of Tommy Hayden, the current points leader, and his brother Roger leading the field. Inside 2 laps to go, riding with Roger Hayden down the front straightaway. 5/8 of a mile long. Spees in 3rd position on the number 11 Suzuki. He's managed to stay close. That time up the front straightaway, the number 5 bike, Steve Rapp, sort of losing contact. Now he's got some work to do in the infield and only 2 laps to do it.
Very reminiscent of the Barber race this year. Roger had to put the move on his brother in the final turn. And it was a close pass. He knows it's going to be even closer here with all these guys breathing down their neck.
Fastest lap of the race. Only he and his brother Roger have been into the 39s, along with Jamie Hacking. Had a brief run at a 39.8 on the 3rd lap prior to the red flag. Very fast pace being set by the Kawasaki's up front.
Really got to tip my hat to Tommy Hayden. He said he was going to suck it up and push those flu symptoms out of the way. And I'm sure that his adrenaline gland had a little bit to do with this one after the restart. He's on rails right now and really pushing hard to try to get away from his brother.
Well, it's a great time to feel healthy again when the green light goes. And Tommy Hayden seems to be pulling it all together with brother Roger right behind him.
We'll see how Roger responds to the white flag. They'll get it this time by. But now, right now, Roger's got to do everything he can. Absolutely perfect to catch his brother. And the 40 and the 11 are together, too. There's a bit of a rivalry there, I mentioned. I wouldn't be surprised at all if there's a fist fight after this one, Brian.
Well, you never know with these guys. They get pretty hot under the collar and the intensity of racing. See the folks down there at the end of the cement wall into turn one. That's one of the greatest spots you could ever personally watch the race as they go by at 170 plus miles an hour. Tommy and Roger Hayden have extracted themselves from the rest of the field.
He's on him.
And it looks like a brother battle as he goes up side by side, backs it in front of Tommy. Roger wants the win badly.
Dave put daddy on his brother. We'll see if he can hold this.
Well, they are brothers, but they race each other hard and have all their lives. Roger knows that Tommy's a little under the weather. Maybe he's going to try to take advantage of it. And clearly it appears as though the two of them are going to go to the stripe together as all the blue bikes are in the distance.
Not over till they cross the line. And I tell you what, it's hard getting out of turn 10 when you got dive bombers on both sides of you. Just making contact. Tail section to fairing. Here, Roger spinning up the tire, even though they've only had to go 7 laps on this one.
Into the bus stop. Short shoot down to turn number 10, the money turn.
Oh, look at Jamie hacking. Nice.
Right there with him. He takes a different line. He's too far back. It's going to be Tommy inside on Roger. Roger's going to have to use the outside line to win it. Tommy's on the inside. Roger with a slip. They're going the line together. Tommy Hayden will win at Brainerd. Tommy Hayden putting together now 3 wins in a row and his 4th of the season, fighting off an illness to pick up the win and extend his points lead. He put his head down and he kept on going just like he said he would.
Yeah, it was good. Definitely that's pretty good medicine right there, so I feel a lot better. It was good. It was a tough race, always here, and I didn't see anybody for a lot of laps, and clicking off some pretty good times, and then I thought hopefully I could keep a little bit of gap and not see anybody last lap, but Raj came by, and I was just trying him in every turn, really. I was trying to get somewhere by, and in the last lap I was kind of close. It's pretty big here, and I was like, well, I'm going by anyway, and if I run wide and he gets me back, then that's what happened. So I got alongside and lost the front a little, but made it stick and got the win, so that feels really good. It's good for the points and good for the team. My guys have been working really hard, and Kawasaki's X6. I mean, it's 3 in a row, so obviously it's a bike to beat right now. It's unreal. It's a lot of fun to ride, and hopefully we just keep it up.
Take a look at the top 10 here. Jason Perez and Michael Barnes finishing in 9th position there. Ben Spies managed 6th. Steve Rapp faded back a little bit. They were in the lead group until the very end, and then the attrition began to take its toll. A lot of youngsters in this 600 Supersport class. Jason Perez among them, Nicky Moore, Danny Eslick, Blake Young. These are all teenagers or guys just barely out of their teens. Real close fight for 2nd position. A lot of guys, including Jamie and Aaron and Jason DeSalvo, are going to have to fight each other hard for the honor of chasing Tommy Hayden for this Supersport championship. It would be Tommy Hayden's first title in AMA professional racing, and maybe it's overdue. We'll have to wait and see. We've got 4 more races, and there's Tommy with his guys. Dave Pressler on the left, Joey Lombardo on the right. Ross, they always make him stand in the back because he's tall. And Mike Preston, the team manager, enjoying the spoils of victory in victory lane. A great competition, and we'll leave you with some images of this race, including Jessica Zalewski, who finished 29th here today, and all of the guys that put on such a great battle in Supersport competition. Well, we got another one coming up right behind this. It's Superbike racing from Brainerd International Raceway. For Dave Sadowski and Greg White, I'm Brian Drever. See you on the other side.